do that the right way.
On the drawdown, you were on it.
Yeah.
Want to minimize that.
Yeah.
And then just go ahead and start.
Erica, they were finishing up a game of trivia. They were headed over here. If you're trying Noah, he might be in the trivia game. Okay. How many years you started? Last year, your first year start?
And welcome in to the Bearcat Den, live from Pasquale's Pizza here on Highway 31 in Coleman. Pasquale's is a Coleman tradition, and we are in the Bearcat Den, which is becoming a Bearcat and Coleman tradition here for Coleman High School football. I'm Tommy Warhurst. Welcome in to the Bearcat Den, and I am joined now by Coleman head coach Trent Walker. Coach, welcome into the Bearcat Den at Pasquale's Pizza.
First time in the Bearcat Den here at Pasquale's.
You followed this show last year, I know, didn't you?
I secretly, yeah. Every coach has a short Thursday of some type of plan, and there's a few times I actually picked up pizza from here while y'all were sitting on the porch here.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, I would turn it on and listen. I thought just my alma mater. I'm proud that the football program I played for and was assistant for had something like this. Both for the program but for the young men that are having strong seasons and things like that. So I was proud. That's why I peeked in a little bit. My radio still worked.
Yep. Welcome again, like I said, to the Bearcat Den. We're live on Coleman's Live 95. We're also live on Coleman's Live 95's Facebook page as well, so thanks for you that are watching and listening. We're going to be here each and every Thursday night from 5 until 5:30 and talking about the previous week's game and then looking ahead to the game we got coming up. But, Coach, I want to go back a little bit first before we start talking a little bit about last week and talking more about this tomorrow night's game against Bob Jones. I just want to go back and bring you full circle from a player coming here to Pasquale's Pizza for your team meetings, team meals the night before the game, to being called back to coach. I'm getting goosebumps setting it up for you, Coach, really. To being sitting here as a coach, just talk a little bit about what that means to you and the pride that you've got.
Yeah, it was sentimental early, right? It was very emotional the first couple of weeks, month of being hired back in February, and then you get into the rush to get things where you want them to be, and the work takes over. And then here this week, Wednesday, for whatever reason, yesterday's practice, I looked down on the defensive side of the field and looked at the offensive side of the field, and I was like, this is my team and my stadium, and all of, that's when it started to kind of, like you said, get the feels, the goosebumps, and like just thinking about playing for Coach Britton, thinking about working for Coach Britton, to think about now it's Coach Britton's field. Just all these things. Text I got from Mike Bates, former head coach, just things that have gone on this week. It's starting to hit again. I told the players in our team meeting before I came over here, this is not about me, though. It's really about the young men that are going to wear the jersey, but it's a neat arc of all this stuff, I think.
We started a new series 2 weeks ago called Coaches Clips, or actually, I guess this week, last week and this week would have been our first ones. Coaches Clips, where we go and we break down some film. We take our fan. We're taking you, the Bearcat fans, from the stands into the film room and breaking down plays with Coaches Clips. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I just wanted to create an opportunity for engagement to the program. A lot of times, I remember a long time ago there was Coach Britton would get on there and there'd be an hour-long review of the game and Cats 55, and there's just that, I think those days have passed, but I think there's a place where with our technology and availability to be able to show again on the field what our guys are doing, like these linemen like these guys. Everybody reads the paper and they see the stats, the touchdowns. They don't always see what led to that. You can that clip from this week with Winston County, you can tell the offensive line made that play go. And then we got Brooks Lofton blocking downfield, which made it really go for a touchdown. So just take the fans, having so fast on Friday nights, let them slow it down and see what all work goes into the offensive defensive effort.
Lots of different ways that you can watch Coaches Clips in each and every week. You can get them on my Facebook page, the voice of the Coleman Bearcats football and basketball. You can get it on the Coleman football Coleman High School football Facebook page and Coleman football on Instagram, and lots of folks sharing those too. So make sure to like and share those videos so all the Bearcat fans can watch coaches' clips each and every week. Buffet is on the inside here at Pasquale's Pizza. You're welcome to come join us. We're out on the patio. A nice breeze blowing here tonight. Nice and cool on the patio. The buffet is inside. Players will be arriving shortly. We'll be looking back at last week's game, the Jamboree game, and looking ahead to Bob Jones. Got a couple of guys with us. Let's go ahead and bring these two guys in if you want to, Coach.
All right.
Senior defensive end Jack Cabry and junior center Wyatt Tilking. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Oh, you're not getting much audio, okay. Not getting anything?
He would tell us now.
Yeah.
No. You got it, buddy?
Yep. Well, welcome in, gentlemen. Thanks for coming into Bearcat Den. Are you on?
Hello. Got you.
Yeah, I got you. What about you, Jack? The one that says POWER.
He's in all the academic advanced classes, too.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. You're welcome, gentlemen. Thank you, guys, for coming into the Bearcat Den. Talk a little bit about summer preparation leading up to today. Wyatt, let's start with you, sir.
It was definitely different because all our O-line last year graduated. So we got a whole bunch of new kids that are like kind of new to varsity play. We had one somewhat vet, Whit Waters. He had played center last year because our starting center went down at the end of the season. So he got some varsity reps. But other than that, we just have a whole new O-line. So we just kind of kept repping physicality, kept getting plays right technique, right hand placements just over and over. And Coach Boat has done a really good job of getting them right for the new season.
Jack, talk a little bit about it from the defensive side of the ball. You're a senior coming in. You've played a lot of football over the last several years.
Yes, sir.
This will be your first game.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about summer and leading into this first.
We did lose a lot from our defense last year. We lost a lot from the team last year. I think we had like 30 seniors graduate. But it's just been a whole new challenge, and I'm enjoying it. I love all the guys on the defensive end, and I think we're doing a really good job. We had a great fall camp with being physical and just knowing what we're doing and communicating. I feel really strong about this year's defense.
Coach, last week in the Jamboree, going back to something Jack was talking about being on the defensive side of the ball, defense really played well last week. Talk a little bit about your defense last week in the Jamboree games.
They did. Winston County, a lot of folks over here don't follow them as much, even though they're not that far away. But they went 12-1 last year. They had a lot of their offensive linemen back. They had a really, big offensive lineman too, and a quarterback. And we knew they would run the ball, and we honestly felt like that would be a pretty good preparation for the big lineman that we're going to see this week against Bob Jones. And so we knew we would be playing a physical game, and we went on an 8-play drive and got a takeaway. And then our offense scored in one play. And so here we are playing a 5:30 kick, so it's hotter than normal than we're used to preparing for temperature-wise. And we play 8 plays against a very 3 yards in a cloud of dust offense. Offense scores, which we're excited for, but and there's not even a kickoff, so it's really touchdown, PAT, and defense is back up on a 30-yard line play, and they go on a 12-yard drive after that. We end up playing 40-something snaps of defense and only giving up 1 touchdown. And so when you do that in the preseason, that type of offense, the effort was just relentless. We made them earn every yard. Their quarterback, he got up slow a few times. We were pounding on him pretty good, and then just, again, the swarming was there, the effort from the back end. I thought these guys have always established physicality since I've been here, but our secondary has really increased their physicality and really got involved, and so they were making some tackles that broke on the next level. So just from front end to back end, from interior to exterior, the defensive effort was just, like he said, they were communicating it. We just didn't have the first game moments.
Yeah.
Nobody was turned loose. Nobody missed a huge assignment. I'm just proud of the preparation that the coaches have put them in defensively and offensively on that.
The offense had some really big explosive plays thanks to probably your captain, your quarterback of the offensive line here in Wyatt and those guys. We talked about the offense on Coach's Clips. Talk a little bit about the offensive side last week.
The whole effort was, again, really very explosive. We scored 3 touchdowns of over 40-something yards, and so that's exciting because I wasn't sure how much explosive ability we were going to show early in the year. I thought we would run the ball, but I thought we would be efficient 3, 4, 6 yards and then just kind of wear on people. But to go, explode like that, we did. It was exciting. Wyatt does a tremendous job. Coach Jordan Boatwright's his position coach. Coach Boatwright played center in college, so he expects a lot out of his center, and we put a lot of calls, communications on Wyatt, and we were just talking before the show. I knew he was a veteran. Like, we've talked about his playing experience, but he started 22 games. He started as a freshman on the offensive line, so this is something he's very comfortable in. He's what I call that. He's that true old school lineman mentality. He likes line. He thinks about line play. He's not a guy who's wanting to not be a lineman. It's kind of nice to have a guy that just loves playing O line and being in the trenches with his boys. And but just again the effort, and Colt Culver went 1 for 1. The third down conversion is a pretty good day. 1 for 1 at the office. Get ahead of the ball off to Weston Kill and Colby Holt all night. That was a pretty easy job on that end.
Yeah. We are in the Bearcat Den at Pasquale's Pizza. The buffet is hot and ready on the inside. Plenty of room for you to come join us here. We'll be here till 5:30, but dinner can last all evening long if you wanted to. Back in a moment with Wyatt Tilking, Jack Cabry, and Coach Trent Walker as we are in the Bearcat Den here live at Pasquale's Pizza on Coleman's Live 95. Yeah, you said bring them in second segment. I just brought them in right then. So after we do one or two, I'll have a format that we go. It's strictly winging it today.
Is the video feed still live?
Sir?
Is the video feed still?
Yeah, video's still live. Audio on the radio's off. Yes.
So don't pick your nose or nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to sit here last year and make sure the camera was above because my wife said, you got a bad habit of adjusting yourself too much.
There he is.
So.
Where's your pizza? Where's your pizza?
Yeah, 30 minutes is going to fly by this year.
If he doesn't feel like it gives you enough time, I mean, we can adjust it however we want to.
Yeah. I want you to be able to get to what you've got to do. And
he's even doing baseball. I thought he'd have something on Wednesday. He ended up getting baseball. So he's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So Thursday's the only thing I will see.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Soccer. Mm-hmm. I think they thought it was I think they canceled it for too hot today. So
yeah.
They said Spencer was checking the audio.
Okay.
In the stadium today.
Yeah.
Let me know when I can't see the screen.
No,
we
you're
need to
good.
go back. If Connor Adams wanted to make a playlist, does he just need to send you some names to be able to put in your software as we go? Not for tomorrow, but just as we go. Just the names, and you can pull it into your radio.
Yeah, put
software.
the names or songs, and I can load it in there. Yep, for sure. I've got.
That looks good.
I've got a lot of it set up just for tomorrow night. But yeah, anything that they want to add or do, just let me know. $15 seconds.
Smile.
Here we go. Welcome back into the Bearcat Den, live from Pasquale's Pizza here on Highway 31 in Coleman. Tommy Warhurst alongside Coleman head coach Trent Walker. We've got junior center Wyatt Tilking and senior defensive end Jack Cabry with us. Welcome on Coleman's Live 95. And to those of you watching on Facebook as well, thank you for tuning in to the Bearcat Den. Well, Coach, the hay's in the barn, as I guess they say. Preparation's done. Opening game of the season. How cool is it to have it, though, here at home tomorrow night?
Yeah, so I had a 20-year class reunion this summer, and my classmates were telling me they're going to book around coming. I think obviously in this state, having games before the college football season really gets going at home is a big deal because this is what everybody's thinking about football. This is the first place they can get their hands on it.
Yeah.
So I think we'll have a really good crowd. I think both sides will travel well out for this game, and so I'm excited about seeing what that looks like again. It's been 4 years. 4 years, we say 4 so casually, but 4 years is a long time.
Yeah.
To be back in that stadium, so I'm excited about.
I know your mentality is we do what we do, and everything else will take care of itself. But at the same time, we welcome in 7A Bob Jones. Tell us what you expect to see from Kelvis White and his Patriots.
Yeah, we know they're going to be big up front. Studying the tape from last year, they're going to have big in the trenches. That's a marker of 7A ball. And they've also got an athlete, Reese Dorsey, who's got several Division I commit, and they've got all kind of things that we could focus on in terms of what they could be. But we also know they've not played yet. They're still trying to figure themselves out in a competitive environment. And I really like our competitive edge. We've started fast in our inter squad scrimmage to our jamboree last week. We started fast, so we are talking about our standard. Runs that were 8 to 12 yards last week are now going to be hard earned for 2 to 3, maybe fall for 4. And so you have to be prepared for that type of drive and that kind of commitment to execution. And there's going to be storms in the game. There's going to be things they do to tackles for loss. They're going to do things. They're going to have big explosive plays on offense. Those are going to happen. But how do we respond?
Right.
Is what we've talked about. How are we going to meet our standard of play? That's what we're going to care about when the night ends.
Wyatt, from your perspective on the offensive line, knowing how big that defense is there for Bob Jones, talk a little bit about preparation and how you guys plan to handle the big uglies up front for the Patriots. He's not getting anything. Jack, we'll reverse that to you while we work on his headphones and talk about it from the defensive side, knowing some of the stud athletes that Coach mentioned they've got on offense. We're not going to give away our defensive plan, but talk a little bit about how we plan to slow them down.
Like Coach said, they have Reese Dorsey, and he's a great talent, and he's a great Division I commit. He's very quick. First play last game we played against them, he took it to the house, and that's just demoralizing. But you can't teach that kind of speed, so we're just trying to contain that. And then they had a kid from James Clemens transfer over. I believe his name's Jacoby Gill, and he plays quarterback for him. He's probably 6'3", and he's just got a great arm, so we're just going to have to handle that and contain that to our best abilities, kind of make him one-dimensional.
Wyatt, back my question to you, sir. Apologize you couldn't hear a moment ago, but thinking about how big their big uglies are up front, talk about our offense and how we're going to move those guys out of the way and open up some holes for our running backs.
Well, there is not a lot of film on them just because they're new, but, it can't be anything compared to last year because they had a big guy, 99. He was like 6'3", 320. So, we just got to take what we've learned in the past, all the summer, spring, just use our correct technique because, if you're undersized, you just have to win with power, techniques, footwork, and that's all the things we've been working over the spring and fall. So, if we do what we know we can do, I feel like we can put out what we think we can put out. We can win the football game.
Coach, one of your mottos is one team, one fight. Talk a little bit about that.
It takes on different layers. It's a very comprehensive and a very singular focus. It means that in our locker room, one team, one fight means that offense and defense, we're in this together. We have to complement each other in terms of scheme. We have to practice in a way where we have, this week we did some what we call good on good inside drill because we're going to play a very good opponent. So we made, Wyatt is a better offensive lineman if guys like Jack and Max Dahl and Stansel are going against him in an inside drill as opposed to, using younger guys. So, servicing each other is about one team, one fight. You need this. I'm willing to give you this, even though it's going to be more physical practice than I might have wanted. One team, one fight is, freshmen. We're very mixed. We have seniors that are leaders, like right here. We have a junior who's a leader, like right here. We have sophomores that are leaders in our program, and we have some freshmen that will play on tomorrow night. And so we're very mixed. So that one team, one fight means I'm not going to knock you because you're a freshman, and I'm going to see we're in this together. And then it expands outside our locker room into Friday night's not just about football. It's also about cheer and band in our community, and that means that we value and respect the job they do in the preparing the way they prepare to best represent Coleman through their passion. Ours is football. Theirs happens to be other things, but and then also just on campus, the teachers know I've got their back.
Yeah.
We've had some, if some boys are acting this hot temperature, some guys start acting up in class a little bit, and so the teachers know I'm on their side as well in terms of the standards we expect for our school. So it's just, again, it starts kind of small, but it really circles out, and that we're all in this together, baseball to basketball to football, from sport to sport, boys sports to girls sports, however you want to flip those cards. It's intended to be a cry for unity and to rally around each other. To be the best version of Coleman we can.
We're kind of a young team this year, but talk a little bit about some of the guys and who you expect to stand out tomorrow night and throughout the season.
Some of our underclassmen. You mean?
Yes, sir.
So we have Morgan Hawley's a junior that's really come on. He's a tight end type position. Him and Brooks Lofton are both. We got two 6'3" bigger 235-pound tight end types. As a head coach, that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So you can get behind linemen like that and run it. We've got Caleb Hollis from the secondary position. He's a sophomore that has just shown up in some really dynamic ways for us. We have linebacker-wise, we're probably going to start a sophomore middle linebacker. If you're starting at middle linebacker as a sophomore, and Parker Berry, you've done some things. So, and then some receivers. We got some guys banged up that are going to be back in the mix next week. Nelson Hollinsworth is a receiver that was, a freshman who's already shown opportunities to play on special teams and on offense. So, we're very, like I said, spread out by grade, which makes you excited. I told someone I couldn't ask for a better blend to start. I've got seniors that are a true foundation of our cornerstone of our program, but they're not so big that you're replacing 30 next year and starting over. Everything we're talking about in team meetings and the way we do stuff is being heard by all four levels of guys that are going to lead this program for the next 3-4 years, and so that's exciting for me. Every brick we lay is a brick we'll still walk on later. So.
I know the team has been coming together. The team has kind of been bonding. Talk a little bit briefly about the coaching staff and how you guys are coming together.
I want to talk about the guys real quick.
Okay.
So Tuesday's practice was Blue Collar Tuesday, and next thing I know, they're sending me pictures from bowling. So obviously I didn't practice them enough on Tuesday to get some bowling pictures. No, but the staff really has been a unique blend. It's a very unique thing to take. There's a coach on our staff that I played for. There's a coach on our staff that I played while he was coaching, and then you add there's coaches on our staff that I coached when I was a coach before. So there's all the different layers of that, and then you add a couple coaches who are not from Coleman who bring their own strengths and experiences in. We were coaching in the Jamboree game Friday night. We're on the headsets, and it just hit me how natural all the dialogue was from my side to offense, my side to defense. It was like we've all worked together for years, and for some coaches for some coaches I really have worked years with them, but for the other ones who haven't, it was just such a natural fit. The way they've all bonded together as well. It takes those relationships. We talk about the four relationships. Players have to love players, coaches have to love coaches. You get those things right, then you got to start swirling it right. Now coaches have to love players and players have to love coaches, and I think over the course of now 6-7 months of being here, we've bridged those gaps. There's genuine love and respect in the room from both sides of the aisle.
Yeah. Wyatt, we open tomorrow night at home at Oliver Woodard Stadium. Give your plea to Bearcat fans of the city of Coleman to come out tomorrow night.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
If we're, say it's 1st and 10 and we're on the 10-yard line and we need a big stop or we need a big touchdown right there, the more crowd we have, the more cheer we have, it rallies us together. And I'm thinking it makes the team play better. It makes the conversion rate go up, and it just makes us feel like we want to be there, and it just gets our team hyped and ready to go play some ball.
Jack, I saw something yesterday that said students are going to get in free. So give your plea to students, and how rowdy do you want that student section to be?
I hope they all come out. I love our fan base, like from the parents to the students. I love our student body, and I like my class and everybody that's below me. Like, I just feel like we're all together in this. And with that new pass where you can come in for free, why wouldn't you not go?
Yeah.
Like, you have nothing to do well, I guess you do, but I'd go to a football game if it was free.
Yep. That's why I do what I do now. 36 years since I stepped off of a football field, and this is I'm getting goosebumps again. Coach, I tell you guys, after you've been out of it a while, you want to do anything you can to stay involved in and stay in it. This is my way to use a gift that God has given me, but to stay in the game too. And Coach, I'll pose the same question to you. We open tomorrow night against Bob Jones. We need a packed house at Oliver Woodard Stadium. How nice would that be?
Yeah, and I think we're going to get it. I think there's excitement in the community about this team, about where this program's headed. And I'd say it's a two-way relationship, right? We have a duty and responsibility to put together a football team, a program that is competitive and that represents our community well. Like that's our job, but it's chicken or egg, right? We need a fan base that delivers the environment we want to have one day now. Even though we may not be ready all the time to support that with our play, we can't wait till we're good to have a good environment. We need to create a good environment from the fan base. We have a duty in that too, to give them a product worth cheering for. But I hope this is the start, the first peg in that pegboard of saying, you know, what can the Coleman environment be? You know, can Coleman be known again as a really, you know, I'm an old soul, right? So when they tore all the hill down and put the new track in, like the fans got further away. You know what I mean? So we're hoping we can counter that out. You know, again, like what they said, a lot of the students come in free. I'm hoping we got a bunch of Coleman crazies that are ready to holler and scream and pull for these guys. Because when it's hot, you need it. You know, you need that little extra bit of motivation.
Yeah.
When you're on the knee right there catching some water in a water break, it reminded who you're playing for.
Yeah. We're playing a higher classification, but Coach, tell me what it's going to take for the Bearcats to come out with a W tomorrow night.
We're going to take care of the ball. You know, we're going to value the ball on both sides. It means protecting it, but also some takeaways. You know, again, their first game, there's going to be a bad snap with the ball on the ground. There's going to be some missed timing with the receivers on their side. We've got to be in position when the play comes to make it, and tremendous enthusiasm for the game. You know, I mean, a never break, never die spirit to play 48 minutes for all we got. And when we look up, we'll see where we stand. But we'll know something about our team no matter what coming out of this game, and I'm excited for the opportunity to run them out and to be their head coach. Sometime in July, it switched that I'm the head coach here to these are my guys.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to walk out with them and say, this is Coleman, this is your team. This is your team.
Wyatt Tilking, Jack Carey, gentlemen, thank you for stepping into the Bearcat Den, and best of luck. I look forward to calling your guys' names out a lot tomorrow night on the PA system there. Coach, congratulations on your first Bearcat Den.
I'm looking forward to many, many more.
We'll be here each and every Thursday night from 5 until 5:30 at Pasquale's Pizza. The buffet is on the inside. Plenty of room for you to come and enjoy dinner tonight here at Pasquale's Pizza. And if you missed any of the Bearcat Den today, you can always catch it back on the Coleman's Live 95.5's Facebook page, or I'll replay it on my Facebook page, the Voice of Coleman Bearcats football and basketball as well. Also, don't forget to go out and search for Coach's Clips. You'll find that on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all those different places. Search for that. That's where you'll get to come into the film room with me and Coach Walker as we break down a play from the previous week and to kind of show you what works good for our Bearcats. Again, for Coach Walker, I'm Tommy Warhurst. Thanks for joining us in the Bearcat Den here at Pasquale's Pizza. We will see you tomorrow night at Oliver Woodard Stadium as our Bearcats host the Patriots of Bob Jones. Thank you, gentlemen.